Welcome back to the John Trading channel. You can see that Bitcoin is trying to make this bullish push to the upside that I've been speaking about, but we are in this value zone of the EMA, so today or tomorrow is going to be very significant to see if we can get that big rocket to the upside. And Ethereum is looking even more bullish than Bitcoin. We're getting these continuous bullish pushes on the MACD histogram to the upside, showing there's a lot more buying momentum right now in the market. Plus, I have some crypto news to go through with you today, so make sure you stay tuned until the end of the video. If you haven't already, leave a like on the video, make sure you're subscribed, and leave a comment if you're enjoying these daily crypto videos. Let's jump straight into it. Who has the Bitcoin? Let's take a closer look at the Bitcoin supply. Bitcoin continues to get more evenly distributed over time at the same time as users are gaining conviction, but an illiquid supply plus sell side pressure can cause large downside price swings because there's over 15 million Bitcoins that are basically locked away and never traded. There's only a small supply of the current Bitcoin actually being traded in a day-to-day basis. So here you can see BTC entity supply distribution share of retail. So you can see initially back in 2011, retail only held 1.33% of Bitcoin, but it's been steadily and consistently upping. Right now, 17% of the total supply of Bitcoin is owned by retail players. But this is less than 10 Bitcoin. A lot of these institutions are holding 10 Bitcoin or more, but you can see this is retail players trying to hold half a Bitcoin, 0.2 of a Bitcoin, and even 1 Bitcoin if you can get your hands on it. Plus, this is massive news. Peter Schiff, despite saying Bitcoin has no value since inception, is now selling Bitcoin ordinals. I'm pleased to announce an art project with one of my very favorite artists, Market Price. This collaboration features the original painting as well as a series of prints and ordinals inscribed on the Bitcoin blockchain. If you know Peter Schiff, he's basically been a gold bull and never wanted to hear about Bitcoin for years and years and years. I really love his work, such as when he went to Wall Street and had a conversation with a lot of the people protesting there. But he's always been anti-Bitcoin, anti-crypto, anti-blockchain. And you can see now, he's even finally caving in as he can see there's a lot of value on the crypto and Bitcoin blockchain. Next, Web3 is getting a massive push. Epic Games is to launch 20 NFT games. So Epic Games own games like Rocket League, Fortnite. You're seeing that now they're finally going to come out and launch 20 NFT games. It's expected that some of these items that you're collecting and working so hard towards can actually be sold on the market for real dollars. Imagine playing something like Rocket League and getting one of the most rarest skins in the game. As much as you can convert those and trade them between players, it has no real world value. Imagine if you could sell that real skin for real dollars in the game, so your hard work in the game actually pays off in real life. Breaking news, Biden and McCarthy have reached a debt limit deal. White House and Republican negotiators reached a tentative deal to raise the US debt ceiling. But you can see what's happening right now to the price of Bitcoin. Since that news, we've had this really solid push to the upside. So raising the debt ceiling is only making Bitcoin stronger because there's only a fixed supply of Bitcoin, whereas the US debt ceiling and US money is just continuously being printed into infinity. What exactly is inflation? Inflation is theft. It's a tax that your government places on fiat through excessive money printing. Forced inflation. Inflation is made by the government and no one else. I showed you this video by Milton Friedman in a previous video. You can see that in 1971, a new house cost only $25,000. The average income was $10,000. This is super significant because you can see that the average income to new house is basically a 2.5 to 1. Once you work for 3 years, you basically have enough income to buy a house. But if you think about today, the average income is what? 60, let's say $70,000, but houses are costing up in the $500,000. So before you used to work 2 to 3 years to be able to own this new house. Now you're working 8 to 10 years to own the exact same house. And that's exactly what money printing inflation is doing to your currency. The average rent was $150 per month. Average tuition was $2,600 per year, and a movie ticket was $1.50. Absolutely crazy. Nowadays, you cannot get anything for these prices because of inflation. The government tax is stealing your money through money printing. Before I move over to Bitcoin, make sure you've liked the video, make sure you subscribed, and leave a comment if you're enjoying these daily crypto videos. So, on the price of Bitcoin, we've been at this support area for quite a long time, and today we've had quite a bullish push as the US debt ceiling limit has been upped by the US government. You can see we're finally getting these MACD histograms to the upside on Bitcoin. These have already happened on Ethereum, but Bitcoin is being a bit of a lagger in this situation. Right here, we've got the medium and short-term EMAs, and you can see every time we've come into this value zone, we've had sell-off. So what we really need here is a proper confirmation, a break above this area to then continue up to the downside, come back as support, and then make that massive push, hopefully to $32,000 per Bitcoin. So today or tomorrow is really going to be significant, because if we continue to get this sell-off in this area, in this value zone, it then means that price is probably going to come back into this trading range, and we're going to continue this trading range action where people are buying low and they're selling high. Moving to the 4-hourly chart for Bitcoin, it's easy to see we actually haven't broken this trading range price action. People have been selling high in this area, potentially looking to again sell high in this area, and people have been buying in these areas, trying to buy low, sell high, and then scalp on their positions. But we need to get this really solid confirmation. The price action that I'm waiting for is a break below, above these areas up into the $28,000 per Bitcoin. We're then going to come back into this area. Reason being is this was quite a strong resistance level, and it has been for the last few weeks. We need a break above resistance. It will then come back, flip of a support level. This will be the area that I'm looking to continue buying, and then we'll get that rocket up to the $32,000 per Bitcoin in this area. You can see we're getting this consistent upside momentum on the MACD histogram, which actually tells us that there's more buying volume in the market right now than selling volume. That's exactly what the MACD histogram actually shows us in the market. Although we're extremely bullish because of this debt ceiling reach, we haven't quite broken above this just yet. So I still need to wait for price confirmation, because you can just see resistance. Every time we come up to this upper band, people are selling. Every time we come to this lower band, people are buying. We got a bit of a break below, but this was still a support, a basically double bottom support, now looking to rocket to the upside. Now looking at Ethereum on the daily time frame, we're actually more bullish than Bitcoin. In this support area, we've been consistently supporting, and we've never had that downwards break like Bitcoin had. Always in this support area, we've never got bars that closed on their low. You can see that we've had these continuous wicks to the upside from these areas, showing even more bullish momentum. Plus, you can see we've been on the positive side of the MACD histogram for 6 days now, so it's showing even more bullish momentum than Bitcoin. We have broken above this value area. As you can see, we're now starting to tick upwards with the EMA, which then tells us which way the price is higher probability to go. Back in this area, you can see we had that positive sloping EMA, which means that there's high probability to be buying in these areas and looking for long pushes to the upside. Through this area, we've been basically sideways, so we're beginning to now hopefully tick to the upside. We'll get these solid breaks to the upside, then come back, look to use this as a support, which is going to be the perfect entry level, which is a solid 15% back to the high, and potentially even more, 20, 25, 30% on this particular trade. And it's got a really good risk to reward ratio. If you can put your stop somewhere down here around 5%, which is significant, having a 5% stop, but maybe only using a half position size in this particular instance. So you're really only risking 2.5%, which would make a lot more sense. And then looking for that 25% X return. So you can see you have a really solid risk to reward ratio. We're also about to see if the probability is moving in our favor. It is currently liking it. Since we're getting this MACD histogram, then we're also getting this EMA pushing to the upside. If we can get all of these confluence zones working in our favor, it's going to give us a high probability trade to the upside. We also finished the 60-day crypto cycle right on this bar here. So we've been moving sideways for 2 weeks now, and we're going to need to see some really solid movement in the next few days to really confirm that this was the last right-hand translated cycle, which gives us that high probability play of the next move also being to the upside. Now coming over and looking at the 4-hourly time frame, all through this area, they've been solid sells. We even got a strong break above. We tried to flip this resistance level into a support, but we never got a break above this bar, which would have been my entry point looking into this particular trade. Then we instantly came down. So people are selling high, they're buying low in these areas. We then had a rejection off this area, having a really solid downturn, but now getting some even stronger support to the upside, using this exponential moving average to the upside. In between these bars here is the value zone, especially since we got this upward sticking EMA, but we cannot confirm that we're in that bull market yet. If you look at the EMA, we've been basically sideways, slightly up and slightly down for the last 2 weeks. So we cannot just confirm just yet. What we're going to need to see is this solid break up to the upside, then come back, retest this area, which initially was a resistance level. It will then flip of a support level, and then we'll get that solid break above. So price action is extremely key here to make sure we get into the trade at the right level and we get that confirmation that we're looking for. Just yet, we haven't got the confirmation, but we're extremely close. It has to come in the next few days, because otherwise we're then going to get another downturn back to the bottom side of this trading range, and then we're still going to be in this trading range price action. So hopefully we get it in the next few days. Make sure you're watching all of my videos and stay tuned on my Twitter, as I'll post as soon as this happens. I really hope you've enjoyed today's video. Make sure you leave a like if you haven't already. Make sure you're subscribed for future videos, and leave a comment if you're enjoying these daily crypto videos. I'll see you in the next one.